we can also.
Okay.
Okay, so back to you.
Yes. I know I'm talking with the name here is showing turquoise turquoise community. Should I refer to you as turquoise community?
Actually, I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. Uh,
Please
before
do, sir.
before before we proceed, my name is Dennis Munene. I'm the junior community manager at Powerland Projects, and today I'll be your host and moderator for the webinar. With me, I have an assistant, the one who is helping me to just add everyone on board. Maybe she can also just unmute and introduce herself.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm just here to help you with the logistics of the meeting. So you guys go ahead.
Thank you. And for those who have just joined us, Ruth was just introducing the topic for today. We'll be talking about how to handle burnout as a techie. I have to mention that uh, this is, I think, my third mental health event, and I can't wait to learn from the insights we get from Ruth. Those who have missed the introduction, I think there's a slide that will be shared as we continue the conversation about her bio and what she does in general. So at this point, I would just want to dive into today's topic. Just a moment. So what we want to achieve today is we want to understand the science and concepts of burnout, and specifically to us as software developers, people in the tech area, right? Then we also want to look at practical strategies for managing stress and improving work-life balance. Okay, that's very key. That's number two. Then number three, we want to look at techniques for self-care and building resilience, right? Then lastly, we want to discover resources and support systems available for professionals in the tech space. So if you just joined, this is why you should stick with us till the end, okay? So, Ruth, I don't know, is there anything you want to share before we go into the Q&A and the conversation for today?
Yeah, just briefly, I just want to we never assume that we are all very vast with what the topic is about. It's just to share briefly on what the topic is about, and then we can go on to the Q&A. I would really not want to talk for long, because I know people want to ask all the questions, and of course we don't have all the time in the world, and so we just want to take as many questions as possible. But before we do that, I don't know if Moduka is here. Yes, I see Moduka. And if you can help me with my slides, to drop my slides in, and somebody has their hand up. Fuller, is there any questions you want?
Yeah, please promote Annabelle or Fuller to the panel. Yeah, back to you, Ruth.
Yes. So we're talking about dealing with burnout in the technology industry, strategies and tips for overcoming them for tech students and workers. Like the moderator has said, we must understand what burnout is, and then identify signs of burnout and practical tips to prevent and manage burnout. And then, of course, the resource that we can access to manage, to prevent, and to manage. Some of us are there already, some of us are not there. So we cannot just assume that this community is a community of everyone who knows exactly what they are supposed to do to manage their burnout incidences or occurrences. So a simple definition of a burnout is exhaustion. Basically, that is what it is. When you are exhausted, not just emotionally, but also physically. You are not interested in doing the things that bring you normal pleasure. You are beginning to know that, okay, you're tired, but your physical body is dragging, your mental mind is not as alert as it used to be. That is what you call a burnout. When you would normally be up and about and planning and doing what you should do, but you're procrastinating. You're leaving things up for later. Those are the signs and symptoms of burnout. So what is burnout? Burnout simply is that you are not finding pleasure in those things that you enjoy doing. You are getting late in delivering things that you would normally deliver. Now, this is not in the category of people who are in the habit or who do not understand the excellence of performance or the excellence of productivity. No, that's not burnout. That's just quite laziness. But burnout will be apt to describe people who are up and about, but are not feeling the move and the rush to do it as they are used to doing it. And in burnout, you have depersonalization, you have reduced personal accomplishment. I don't know if I can share am I allowed to share my slide now? Is Modupe here? Can you help me share my slide so I can speak to my slides? Yeah, trying to find, okay, my Google.
Hello, Dr. Ruth. Modupe is okay.
I think you should be able to share.
I see my bio is up, but I hope if Modupe is in, I'll be grateful if she can help me share my slides.
Okay, the bio is coming from my end.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
If you have trouble, maybe I can assist.
All right, because I'm trying to share. It says when I want to share it will stop at the screen sharing. Yes, I want to continue. Is Modupe in?
Sorry, Dr. Ruth. Modupe is having trouble logging in. So Taiwo is trying to also help, see if he can share his screen. To see if the slides are there.
Maybe as you
At this juncture, I think I'm just, as we progress, we can share the slides. Modupe was talking with me before I was interrupted by my network. What are you assisting, Modupe? All right, I'll just continue talking. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
loud and
Yes.
clear.
Fantastic. I have just simply put what burnout is. It is not your regular, it's just you not feeling up to doing what you would normally be excited in doing, especially for things that help you with your productivity at work. And so how do you identify the causes of burnout, and especially in the technical world? It could be due to long hours of work, high pressured projects, continuous learning and upskilling demands. The demands in the technical world, because we know the technical world now rules the world. And so everyone is depending and relying on the technical industry to promote and to do and to bring leverage to the world, to productivity, to assessment, to everything. And so people in this space work longer hours than other people. And sometimes when you're even expected to work at home and you think it's going to be easier for you to work at home, if you don't have the discipline to have a routine and to have a measure of how to stop and when to stop, you would work unnecessarily long hours, and this can cause burnout. And if you're under pressure to deliver, and yes, everybody is under pressure to deliver, but you have to know how to navigate your way through the process of high pressure projects. We will get to that, where we will share with you coping mechanisms and coping skills on how to manage high pressure projects. If you do not understand if you don't use these tools correctly, then you experience a burnout. Of course, the world is expecting that tech industry will continue learning because things change daily, rapidly in the tech world. And so continuous learning and upscaling demands that is expected of the tech industry causes burnout. So how do you identify some of these burnouts? You identify this burnout physical. When you start to feel tired, you are lacking in appetite to eat food, you're not even interested in eating food that will nourish your body, nourish your brain, nourish your mind. When you begin to have headaches, when you have anxiety, and anything that is said around you flares you up. When you are easily irritated, that's your emotion. It begins to affect your biology, begins to affect your behavior. You start to put things off, you start to snap at people, you start to misunderstand people. You are experiencing burnout. Overload of work, trying to meet deadlines, balancing coursework and social life, our personal life, pressure to stay updated with the things that are expected for you to do. All of these, once you identify them, and it starts to affect your mind, affect maybe the way you will dress. You wake up in the morning, and I know someone who's called and said for a week in a row, they forgot to brush their teeth. That is how much a burnout can affect the physique of the human being. And they are not worried about how they are dressed anymore. Some would go off without even ironing or pressing their clothes. Some will begin to wish they were not in that job. Some will begin to resent their families. Some will begin to resent themselves. Those are how you identify burnout. And these things are easy for you to reverse as quickly as you can identify it, own it, agree that you are tired, and take a break. So strategies for you to prevent burnout would include time management. Often I will tell people that your tomorrow, the harder part of tomorrow is taking care of today. I would repeat that. The harder part of tomorrow is taking care of today. What do I mean by that? When you can plan, and if you can plan for tomorrow today, then when you get to tomorrow, it will be easier to navigate. For some of us, we don't have routines, we don't have schedules. We just walk into the next day without plans and without objection, without objectives. then you will experience burnout very easily. But if you plan your time and you prioritize tasks, you know that when you need to do what you need to do, you do it. You do not wait till you are reminded. You're an adult, even for children who have the discipline of time management, you would avoid burnout. We can't overemphasize the use and the need for time management to avoid burnout in any industry, especially in the tech world. So when you prioritize your tasks and when you use some productivity tools, be ready to embrace the technology that works for you. When you embrace productivity tools, there are quite a number of them. There's the Trello, there's the Asana, there are quite a number of them that will help you with smaller projects, that will help you with bigger projects. Find the one that works for you. Practical tips for how you can overcome burnout include breaking tasks into smaller steps. It goes without saying that it's also very intelligent for you to know that if you have a big chunk of work, it's like a big size of pizza, because all of us will identify with food. You can't put a big size of pizza or even a small plate of pizza or small size of pizza and put it all in your mouth. You will choke. So if we know that, then we can borrow that practical knowledge of knowing that no matter how big or small the work is, if you put it in smaller steps and set realistic goals, then you will be able to manage things correctly. Some of us do not even know that the size of the work that we're doing first and foremost. We do not understand the scope and the breadth of it. The first thing you need to do is take a pause. Understand the breadth and the scope of what you're doing. Master that you can handle it, and then start to handle it one after the other. Do not be in a rush. I know we have time constraints and we have schedules and deadlines, but take it in your strides. And just like I said, if you plan, the more you spend time on the planning process, the easier it is for you to execute. The planning time is usually the most important time, the most rigorous time. But because we run away from planning, and I do not know why, from these axes of the world, we run away from planning. We do not want to take the required time to plan. Then we are jumping into tasks. We will experience burnout. But we are hoping that after talks like this and interactions like this, we will understand and meet each things as we should meet them. And then we can overcome burnout or never really experience burnout. How do you build healthy habits to prevent burnout? Your physical health is very important. And just like I said, just as your mental health, you cannot ignore both. Your physical health, which will include regular exercises, healthy eating, adequate sleep, regular exercises. If it's just a 20 minutes brisk walk around your office, or from your office to from the car park to your office, or from the bus stop to your office, or if you have to take the steps rather than take the lifts at work, that would count as regular exercise. Then healthy eating. For you to nourish your body, you have to know your balanced meal. You have to have access to it. And these days, honestly, it's just the truth. You don't have to break a bank to have a balanced meal. Knowledge is power in all areas. And so when you balance your meal and you have your regular exercises and you have your adequate sleep, nothing less than 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep in a conducive environment of rest, not too much noise. Some of the young people we know would rather sleep with music, but it will affect your brain, affect your sleep. and you won't go into the levels of sleep that you require to help you break into productivity as you should. Those are for your physical health. For your mental health, you need to be mindful. You need to be aware of your environment. You need to be conscious. If I say we should take a look around us right now, take a break and look around you right now, and look at all the tools around you that are placed there to help you in your productivity today. Some of us are not mindful or not aware of all the tools around us that have been placed there by us or our management to help us accomplish our goals and tasks each day. That pen that you're holding in your hand, that wallpaper that is in front of you or behind you, that mug that is in front of you, if you pay attention to them and use them correctly, that's mindfulness. That's bringing all the elements around you to use to help your productivity. Find time to take a mindful break to just breathe. Just breathe. Just take a break. Take 10 minutes. Take a 5 minute break from work every 1 hour if you must, to just breathe. Just talk to yourself. Have a mantra that tells you that you are here, you are in the present, and you are formed, you can do it. Just have something to psych yourself up with. Everybody has a different thing that they look up to psych themselves up with. You must believe in something that is greater than you. Believe in a being that is bigger than you, that can help you. Believe in something that you can give account to, someone that you can give account to, that you can help, that will help you break through the process of negative thoughts so that you can start to align yourself to the productivity reasons for being at work. Take breaks. Take breaks. Take needed breaks. Take necessary breaks. Set boundaries. Allow yourself only what you can deal with at a particular time. The one you can't, excuse yourself, because you need to be able to be alive to come back and do it correctly. And not just alive, you need to be in the topmost of mind to be able to deliver what you need to deliver. Leverage on technology, tools, and applications to help you. There are quite a number of technology tools for well-being. On the meditation apps, you have the Headspace, you have Calm. Personally, I use the Calm, and I will recommend that to a lot of people. It's not very expensive, the subscription, and it's a whole year subscription. Under like a £20 or $25. You have that, and you have access to the world of possibilities with these apps and tools. You have different technical apps that can promote your well-being, your positivity, because your mind is that foremost tool that you need to bring with you to work, and you need to have it decluttered. Your mind is very important, decluttered and fed with positivity for you to reach your potential. Seek support from peer people. Seek support from the technology community. Seek them out on the internet. Find the ones that are safe. Like the poll that the ones here right now. Network amongst yourselves. Seek support. Then you can seek professional support as well. Seek counseling. Don't be in denial. That is a lot of what we do around here. We are so in denial of the need to talk with another, especially at the professional level. It's not all professional level that's very expensive. I'm here right now under the Healthboxes. They provide health support for you, and they can connect you with doctors from the comfort of your home and your office. They can help connect you with doctors that will speak about sexual health, medication on all kinds, mental health, respiratory concerns, obs and gynae concerns, skin concerns, infection concerns, your eyes, your teeth, all senses concerned. And so with a show of love, if Healthbox is here right now, please identify that you're here. Healthbox, are you here? Can you unmute and tell us that you're here? Healthbox. Yes, Lola,
Yes,
I
ma.
can see you there.
Yes, ma. Good afternoon, ma.
Thank you very much, Lola. Lola and her team are excellent in showing you directions on how to get connected with doctors online, in person, around the world that you can speak to discuss all concerns. Reach out to them and get sometimes 20% discount when you use the PLP as your discount code. On this program, you have been given a 20% discount when you use your PLP as your discount code. I would expect that they would share the link there, the link and their telephone numbers on how they can be reached, on how they can connect you with mental health specialists so that you can continue to produce as you're expected to produce, so that you can work as you're expected to work, so that you can work without burnout. And even if you must have burnout, it will be minimal, one that you can check on your own without even having a mental health specialist to walk you through it. People learn to breathe. Just take a few minutes right now and just throw your hand down and just breathe. Take deep breaths in and just whisper out we whisper out the inhale. When you inhale, just whisper that you are well as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. You will be impressed what your blood pressures will be reading when you do like a 10 counts of deep inhale and exhale. And so I would just want to round up by telling us that burnout is real. It is not a word that is living in isolation. It is real, and it can become really deep and affect even deeper productivity than you can imagine. As we know, early intervention is key to all mental health issues. Owning up first and foremost, and allowing yourself to have access to people who can help you. Be proud of your progress every day. Focus on what you can control. Tell yourself you're stronger than your doubts and your insecurities. Tell yourself you are capable of finding peace within yourself. Choose to let go of thoughts that do not serve you. Give yourself the permission to take a break from overthinking. Trust yourself to handle things that come your way every day. Allow yourself the imperfections of life. No one is perfect. Don't beat yourself. It is okay not to have all the answers immediately. Trust in the process of life and trust that life can be unfair sometimes. Choose to have possibilities. Choose that you can do all things and you can do it all with positivity. Cultivate the habit of breathing in and breathing out deeply. Walk around, eat correctly. Trust in your ability to adapt and to grow. Be a grateful person. Be a grateful person. Tell yourself that you deserve the moment, not to analyze, but just enjoy the moment, not to overthink. Embrace uncertainty with grace. And finally, please choose to let go of thoughts that do not serve you. I will close by saying this one more time. Let go of thoughts that do not serve you. Because it is from the thinking of things that do not serve you that you begin to hinder your productivity, first in your mind, and it begins to manifest in the physical. Thank you very much. We will take questions now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth. Before we take the questions, I have, so this is, my name is Lola, for those that are listening. I'm the CEO of Healthboxes, and I want to hand over to a couple of my colleagues. I have Demi online that's going to tell you a little bit more about Healthboxes from a techie's perspective. And then we also want to run a poll to be able to get to know and understand what you have understood within this quick session. So I'll hand over to Demi, and maybe as Demi is talking, the poll will be run. Modupe, am I correct? Demilade, over to you. I'm not sure who is sharing the screen, but can you, there's a slide on Healthboxes, if you could just put that up. So Healthboxes, of course, is the mental health partner for PLP. So I'll just hand over to Demi now, who would help us understand, tell us from a young techie's perspective. Further down, please, so if you can talk a little bit more about Healthboxes. I think it's the slide after this leveraging community, seeking for support. I think Dr. Goma has already spoken about that. Yes, this next slide about Healthboxes. So over to you, Demi, and then Modupe on the poll. Thank you. I'll just mute now.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Lola. Thank you so much, Mrs. Goma, Dr. Goma rather, for the talk. I personally had a lot to write. Thank you so much, Ma. And also, I'm going to thank PLP for this also. So without wasting so much of our time, I'm going to go into what Healthboxes does and how it's going to help us from a tech perspective. So many of us have heard about this saying that problem shared is half solved. I'm sure a lot of us have heard in one way or the other in our lives. But Healthboxes is coming to you now that instead of sharing your problem to just anybody and having them half solved, why not talk to a professional without leaving your comfort zone, without leaving your house or your office or wherever you find peace? So that is what we are bringing to you. You want to talk about anything, you have anything disturbing you. Healthboxes is bringing the opportunity for you to talk to a therapist, or you can talk to a therapist from your home or your offices. So we know about, especially for those of us here in Nigeria, the traffic is a lot, so we are breaking that bridge between you and the doctor. You don't need to go, you just need to talk to them on your system or your phone or whatever tech you have with you. So not only can you talk to a doctor when it comes to your mental health, there are sometimes in everybody's life where you just feel weak, you're tired, for us in Nigeria, it's commonly malaria, things like that. You can actually also talk to a doctor on your phone without going to meet them, and you get diagnosed. And also another good part about Healthboxes is that you don't, oh, sorry, I'm having connection issues. Sorry, just 1 minute.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Demi. We don't want to take too much of time. We think we're almost out of time. So essentially, PLP is bringing this partnership to all the learners, and there's a discount for our services, particularly mental health support, with this partnership with PLP for the learners. I'm not sure if the poll, I hear Modupe is struggling to put the poll up. We just wanted to understand if people understood and would have a better idea with regard to the poll with the session that Dr. Goma has just taken us through. Is there any, Modupe, have you been able to share the poll? If not, please, I'm opening the floor for questions and answer. And please, and if the poll comes up, would appreciate if you could just answer the poll question. So question and answer. I don't know if any of the learners have any questions for Dr. Goma before we finish the session.
Yeah, Amona, I'm the one running the slides. Is the poll
Okay.
supposed to be on the slides?
Okay. I think Modukwe is trying to run the poll, but that's proving difficult. The same way we couldn't share the slides. So I don't know how that would work.
Okay, you can have the poll on the chat, if possible.
Okay. Modukwe, can you run, I'm not sure how they did it. Modukwe, you can unmute, or Demi can unmute to say how the poll can run.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. So it's supposed to be like an in-app in Zoom for us to, launch the poll so it automatically appears on everyone's screen. Right. So, but since I am not able to share that, maybe I'll just post it on the question and answer box. So we can just, answer the question. Thank you. So just short answers, maybe if you are choosing option A, B, or C, just the direct answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lola. If you have a similar dashboard to mine, you can check the more button and see if you find the polls. So meanwhile, I'll check the chat for any questions. I see there's a hand up. Maybe we can start with those as we see how the poll will run. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, so I saw an hand up, but we have 3 questions in the QA. Someone says, thank you so much for this opportunity, Doc. I work from home and I find it really difficult to close my computer in order to knock off. Besides time management, what technologies and techniques are there to assist remote workers in differentiating between work hours and home family time? I think I'll pose that to you, Dr. Goma. What is it, as in, assist to remote workers in differentiating between work hours and home time or family time?
May I go ahead, please?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Who's responding?
Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, I joined in late anyway, but from the little I've gotten, I think I have a lot. I've gained a lot too that can work for me. But what I just want to find out is when it comes to like some of us that get irritated easily with long exposure to computer rails. So I just saw, because when I started this tech journey, I'm a beginner, I'm a student with the PLP program. So I easily get, after several hours of staring at the computer, practicing what we are learning, writing codes, and so we start getting this eye irritation. So I don't know, is there anything that we can do to protect ourselves against this eye irritation for long exposure?
Should I take that question? Should I take both questions together? Because the first question is that a person works from home and they don't know when to shut their computers. And the other person is that she has long screen time and is affecting her eyes.
Yeah, please go ahead. I think she just...
There's a technique called the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro. Pomodoro technique. It has different apps. This is an app that will teach you how to have the 55-5 every hour discipline of work. Or sometimes it gives you 26 minutes, 15 minutes of work. That means in an hour, you have 55 minutes, you have 60 minutes in an hour. If you work for 55 minutes, have the discipline. Put on your timer. Put on the app. It will ring your bell. It will give you the ringer. It will give you the timer that you have worked for 55 minutes and you have earned your 5 minutes break. During that 5 minutes break, take a walk, move around, leave your system, shut your system if you must, but leave your desk, walk away from your system, walk around, stretch, get a glass of water, go to the window, stretch over the window, talk to your colleague. And if you're working from home, maybe you go to the fridge or go to the stove, just stretch over it. Find something to nibble, something healthy to nibble. Then after 5 minutes, come back to your computer. I assure you, if you do either the 55 to 5 ratio of in an hour, 55 to 5, that means work for 55 minutes, break for 5 minutes. In your 7, 8 hours or 9 hours of work, you know how much break you would have taken. That is refreshing for your eyes, is refreshing for your brain, is refreshing for your nerves, and then it is refreshing for your mind. You can be sure by the time you get back to work, distractions are part of productivity. And if it is a calculated distraction like this Pomodoro app gives you, then you can be sure that you will come back refreshed and you can tackle the next task with the refreshness that has come from your taking the few minutes break. Now, if you download that app, you could do either the 55 minutes to 5, you could do 25 minutes to 10 minutes, or you could do whatever works for you. It's important, like I said, for you to know yourself. Know yourself, know your strength. If you can work for only 55 minutes, fantastic. If you can work for only 30 minutes and then take a break, take it. But you need to preserve yourself so that you can produce much better and much higher. Thank you very much. I hope I have answered that.
Yes, thanks so much for the insights.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I have to say everything is very easy to achieve because it's not involving any maybe form of investment or money. It's just about what behaviors we are incorporating every day. And I like that about the insights you shared. So back to our chat, someone is saying, is it possible we get the recording posted on our Telegram? Yes, that is something we'll do. I don't know if Dr. Ruth will be kind enough to share with us her notes so that we send them together as well.
Yes, you can get that via Healthboxes. Healthboxes will be very readily available to share notes, to share contacts, and to share more insights from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ruth. And maybe I'll not promise the date, but we'll send the email to everyone who has attended, and probably anyone who registered but was not able to attend, so that they also chime in and benefit from this conversation. I see one more, someone called Bule Sibanda. They say, this is powerful, ma'am. I think this is lovely. So I think Lola also wanted to comment on this live. So Lola, you can go ahead.
So that will be Modupe. Modupe, have you been able to do the question and answers or the poll?
No, it's not working out. So maybe I'll just email them to
yes, to run
everyone.
it in
Yes, to
the
run
chat.
it. Yes.
All right. So is anyone from our audience, probably maybe someone wants to speak, a comment before we wind up? I think I saw a hand up. Is it Chloe? Yeah, you can go ahead. Chloe, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but I'm not the one raising my hand. It's the other co-host.
Okay. Anyone from our audience, from the community? I know this is Powerland Project and other mental health enthusiasts. If you maybe have an input or a comment, this would be our time before we introduce the community manager and we wind up.
Hi, Munene.
Hi.
So thank you so much, Doc. I have like one question. Is there maybe a free tool that one can use to plan themselves, let's say for the learners? Because I have seen you've mentioned Trello and the other one, and they have a paid version.
Thank you. I don't know who will take that.
I can take that on the Trello, and then maybe Dr. Goma might suggest some on the mental health. But on the Trello is and Slack are productivity tools that can help you plan your project. So if you look at your learning as a project, so what you need to accomplish in the day, and then you can use the Trello to be able to, it's like a project management tool. So you can use it to map out, okay, this is my tasks for the day. This is how I'm going to break it down. And then if you also add your Google Calendar or your task list to it, and in when you're putting in your calendar, you can put in a time and just say, okay, between 12 and 1, 12 noon and 1 p.m. every day is my lunch time. I'm going to go away and distress and have lunch, maybe call a friend, but spend 1 hour. Or even if you're just going to break it up into the 5-minute slots, you can set timers to be able to, on your phone, to be able to do that. So on that side of productivity, to help reduce your all the time you're spending in front of the computer. And then there's also some eye exercises that you can do. And don't forget to get up and walk around, because you would then now be having problems with your back because you're sitting in front of screen for a long time. So, but there is a free version of Trello, depending on the number of users that will be on it. So you can open your own Trello account, it's free. As long as you're just the same person, it's fine. There's a free version. I hope that helps. So over to you, Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you have any free tools. I think Calm is paid.
You have 1 month free, even Happify, you have 1 month free, and then subsequently you can pay. What you can do is to get as much as you can in the 1 month. And if you must pay after 1 month, then please indulge your mental ability and invest. We need to invest in our mental strength and mental health. And so, like I said earlier, it's not a lot of money, but it opens you up to a world of tools that can help calm your nerves and give you insights into how you can have a better productivity once your mind is calm. But yes, this Happify and Calm, you have the 1 month free subscription. After then, you are expected to pay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ruth. And I know today we were talking about burnout, but I know techies are also struggling a lot with imposter syndrome. So maybe before we wind up or we pass it on to Annabelle, maybe any insight, any advice at any level for people struggling with, self-doubt and imposter syndrome?
So I'll just come in there again. So the imposter syndrome is another topic that we're coming to discuss in another session with the community. So we wanted to take burnout as a thing for this month, as I agreed with Bella, and then we'll do the imposter syndrome. Mainly because we're conscious of Dr. Ruth's time, so we need to release her.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. So
Okay.
everyone is here. We'll be having that on our next mental wellness event. So at this point, I want to pass it on to Annabelle. Then from there, maybe a parting shot from our panelists as we end. So over to you, Annabelle.
Thank you so much, Munene. It's been such a great session. Thank you, Dr. Ruth. Thank you, Modupe and Lola, for making this happen. So as they mentioned, they are one of our biggest mental health partners at the moment, and you can access their services from their website. If you go on their Instagram page, Healthboxes Ltd, I think that's the right one. Lola, I hope I haven't butchered it. You can access some of the benefits that they're willing to offer to the community, and at a cost that would be one, beneficial to you, and also ensure that you don't leave your room to get such good specialists like Dr. Ruth, or the benefits that come with Healthbox. I think it's incredible to pay attention to your mental health. May was Mental Health Awareness Month. And while we needed to do this in May, it doesn't mean that we can't keep talking about mental health. It's an ending conversation. It's something that will never end in terms of us paying attention to it. Just the same way you pay attention to your body is the same way you need to pay attention to your brain, as Dr. Ruth has mentioned. So yeah, thank you for joining. Great to see some of the familiar names here. Thank you, Munene, for holding it up today. There was so much going on, but we really needed to do this event. Susan and your team, thank you, Chloe, for also just holding it forth. And yeah, over to you, Dr. Lola and Ruth, for your final comments. Thank you, Modupe, as well. I think she's dropped off, but we'll be touching base and seeing some of the other activities we can quickly do together with Healthbox, some of the resources that they've prepared for you as well. Yeah, thank you. Over to you, Lola and Dr. Ruth.
In my parting shot, I think I will just reiterate and say, I will encourage us all to focus on what we can control. Focus on only what you can control. Choose to let go of things that do not serve you. And finally, please be proud of the progress you make, no matter how small. Focus on things you can control. Let go of things that do not serve you, and be happy, be grateful for the progress you make, no matter how small. That is how to nurture your mental health. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I appreciate you all.
Lola, any final word? Okay, maybe Lola is it able to you. So over to you, Munene, to wind up and close. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Annabelle. Thank you so much, everyone who made time to join us today. So if you have not been able to join the community, visit our website, powerlandproject.org. Let's continue the conversation from there. And if you're able to get onto Discord, we have a dedicated channel for mental wellness. All right, so we have a lot of support going around for in line with that. And now, being cautious of time, I want to say thank you to everyone who made time again, and see you on the next events. Bye.